So, Power Rangers is the long-awaited 20-year history reboot of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, and stars a relatively unknown cast as Jason, Zach, Trini, Billy, and Kimberly. Plot of this movie is, of course, the Rangers must come together to face Rita Repulsa, played by Elizabeth Banks, and her quest to retrieve the Zeo crystals. That way she can use said crystals to destroy Angel Grove and quite possibly the world. And now the Rangers have to face their training pretty much and stop Rita. This movie was awesome. I love Power Rangers for the fact that not just because they're in the Power Ranger suits, not because it's just a reboot of something I wanted to see for the past 20 years, but for the fact that it took a lot of character development to make this movie the best Power Ranger movie ever, because this is better than all the other Power Ranger movies, even some of the TV shows, and I am nostalgic on those TV shows, boy, but this one kind of did it for me. The character development in this movie is so fucking strong. I often wondered how would they make this movie 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 4 minutes, which is the runtime of this movie. How would you do that? What will we be looking at? We will be looking at the best origin story for the Power Rangers I think that has ever been told. Because I've been wanting to see a whole Zach and Jason type reboot for like a edgier PG-13 like version of Power Rangers for years. The fact that we got it was great, but the fact that we also had character development was even better, and which is the reason why I enjoyed this movie that much more, because of the character development. Not just because I wanted to see them in their Power Ranger suits, not because I wanted to see them do martial arts. Sure, that's part of it, but again, story comes first, and the way they tell their stories is pretty much tongue-in-cheek. Now, there is some comedy in this movie, and the comedy works in some places and it doesn't work in other places, but for the most part the comedy is the best part in Power Rangers, so I like that part as well, and it keeps it down to earth. It's more a realistic vibe and take in this movie. That being said, Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa, man, that girl just eat up all the scenery that she can possibly get. She is like hamming this up, and it is fucking awesome. I love her as Rita Repulsa in this movie. She did a fantastic job, and the subplot with her at the beginning of the movie, which I won't reveal anything, is actually pretty damn cool. It's the first female version of this specific person, so hell yeah. I also love the post-credit scene that sets up the next movie, because they're trying to make 7 of these movies. But yeah. Now, as for Goldar has never been my favorite Power Ranger villain. He's pretty much the forgettable villain, but he had a personality. This one is just a bunch of melted gold put together by Rita as a Zord for her to fight the Rangers in their Megazord, which I actually like this Megazord because I like the way they have to use this Megazord. It's not just them sitting in a cockpit or anything like that. No. They're separated all across the body of the Megazord and have to control each part of the body of the Zord, which is pretty fucking cool. Now, some of the CGI was a little wonky, but it's kind of it's not forgivable, but it's kind of passable for what they were trying to do with it. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with it. The music choice, I like the music choice. I like the fact that they actually played the Go-Go Power Rangers theme in the movie for like maybe 10 seconds. That was cool, you know. We got the side view of the Zords running just like the TV show. That was pretty fucking badass. And yeah, for the most part, this movie did its job. Bryan Cranston as Zordon, I forgot to mention, awesome. Fucking awesome. I love the side plot with Zordon in this movie as well. Again, him and Rita have a side plot at the very beginning of this movie that sets up this whole thing about Zordon trying to stop Rita, pretty much. And Zordon's plan, after he gets the Rangers to morph, he has a plan to get the Rangers to morph but he needs them to do that in order to fulfill it. But yeah, all in all, Power Rangers was a damn good reboot, one that needed to happen, and I cannot wait for the sequel, so I hope we do get it. So I hope you all go and see it. I'm going to give Power Rangers a B+. Let me know what you guys think about Power Rangers down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I will catch you guys later.